Every Tuesday at 11 p.m., a psychiatrist entered the White House through a secret entrance. For 8 years, Dr. Sarah Chen was the only person who knew Obama's deepest fears. What she discovered would shock America. Welcome to Real Life Stories. Before we dive into this incredible story, tell us in the comments which city you're watching from, and if you believe stories like this need to be told, don't forget to hit that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss similar amazing stories, because what you'll learn tonight illuminates the darkest corners of a president's mind. But there's a deeper secret in this story. Dr. Chen's sessions with Obama weren't just therapy, they were also psychological analyses of decisions that shaped America's future. And what Obama said during these sessions revealed the real reasons behind critical policies that changed the nation's destiny. March 15, 2009, White House basement, room B47, Dr. Sarah Chen, 42 years old, Harvard Medical School graduate psychiatrist, a specialist in trauma and PTSD with 15 years of experience. She had been secretly commissioned by Obama's campaign team to assess the psychological burden of the presidency. That first night, Chen entered through a secret entrance to the White House that no one knew existed. Behind the gardener's shed in the East Wing was a hidden tunnel. This tunnel led directly to room B47 in the basement. Room B47 was officially listed as archive storage, but in reality, it was a completely secret therapy room with soundproof walls. Inside were 2 chairs, a small table, and Chen's notebook. In the first session, Obama said, "Doctor Chen, this feels very silly. I'm not someone who needs therapy." Chen calmly replied, "Mr. President, you're doing the hardest job of our time. Monitoring your mental health is as important as your country's security." Obama nodded. "Okay, where do we start?" Chen, "What is your biggest fear?" Obama thought for a long time. Then he spoke very quietly, failing. Being remembered in history as the first black president who destroyed his country. This sentence became the first line in Chen's notebook. And it was just the beginning. In the second session, Obama's fears deepened. "Dr. Chen, sometimes I can't sleep at night because I know every decision I make affects thousands of people's lives. What if I make the wrong decision?" Chen took notes. "What do you think about most during your decision-making process?" "I never knew my father. When he died in Kenya, I was only 21 years old. Sometimes I ask myself, would he be proud of me being here now, or would he be disappointed?" This confession shocked Chen. America's most powerful man was seeking approval from a father he never knew. Obama continued with visible pain. "I have recurring dreams about my father. In them, he's sitting in the Oval Office watching me work. Sometimes he nods approvingly. Other times he just shakes his head and walks away. I wake up feeling like I've failed a test I didn't know I was taking." Chen documented this pattern. Patient experiencing unresolved paternal attachment issues manifesting in presidential decision-making anxiety. "My mother used to tell me stories about him, how brilliant he was, how passionate about social justice," Obama went on. "But she also mentioned his struggles with authority, his impatience with compromise. I wonder if he would understand the political realities I face, or if he would see me as selling out his ideals." In the third month, Obama's family fears emerged. "I'm not sure I can protect Malia and Sasha. The cost of this job is too heavy. What if I lose them?" Chen, "What do you mean by losing them?" "Not physically. But what if while I'm this busy they become children who don't know me? What if I become a bad father to them?" Obama shared specific incidents that haunted him. "Last week, Sasha asked me to help with her math homework. I had to tell her I couldn't because I was reviewing intelligence briefings about potential terrorist threats. She looked so disappointed. Later, I found her crying in her room. When I asked why, she said, 'Daddy, everyone else's dad helps them with homework.' That broke my heart." Chen noted the family impact. Presidential duties creating guilt about paternal responsibilities. "Malia is starting to ask questions about why we can't go places other families go," Obama continued. "She wants to go to the mall, to movies, to normal teenage activities, but everything requires security sweeps, advance teams, disrupting other people's lives. I'm stealing their childhood for my political career." In the 6th month, Obama's racism fears deepened. "Dr. Chen, sometimes the anger I feel scares me. Even when walking down the street, I see the way people look at me. 'Some still can't believe a black man is president. How do you manage this anger?' Chen, I suppress it. But sometimes I want to explode. Especially in Congress, some Republicans treat me like I'm someone who shouldn't be there. Obama described specific incidents. During my first State of the Union, I could see certain congressmen rolling their eyes, checking their phones, showing obvious disrespect. When Joe Wilson shouted, "You lie," it wasn't about health care. It was about a black man daring to stand at that podium. The disrespect is constant and calculated. He continued, "My staff tries to shield me from the worst comments, but I see the signs at rallies, the social media posts, the editorial cartoons depicting me as a monkey or a terrorist. Each one chips away at my soul a little more." In the 9th month, Obama's war fears emerged. "Our soldiers are dying every day in Afghanistan. I'm the one who sent them there. I have blood on my hands, Dr. Chen, how do you carry this responsibility?" "I can't carry it. I can't sleep at night. Every time news of a fallen soldier comes, I think about that soldier's family. I don't know what to tell them." Obama elaborated on his war guilt. "I receive a folder every morning called the Daily Casualty Report. It lists every American service member killed or wounded in the previous 24 hours. Each entry includes their name, age, hometown, and family details. I read every single one. Staff tells me I don't have to, but I feel obligated to witness the cost of my decisions." He described his personal ritual. "I write letters to every family that loses someone. Not form letters, personal ones. I spend hours crafting each message, trying to find words that honor their sacrifice. But what do you say to a 22-year-old widow? How do you comfort parents who will never see their son graduate college, get married, have children?" Chen documented the emotional toll, patients showing signs of complicated grief and moral injury related to wartime leadership. "Last month, I attended a ceremony at Dover Air Force Base for fallen soldiers," Obama continued. "I watched as flag-draped coffins were unloaded from a cargo plane. One contained a 19-year-old from Ohio named Private Martinez. His mother collapsed when she saw the casket. The sound she made, pure anguish, haunts me. I authorized the mission that killed her son." Obama's voice broke. "I met Martinez's wife afterward. She was pregnant with their first child. She looked at me and asked, 'Mr. President, will you tell my baby about their daddy?' I promised I would, but what story do I tell? The daddy died for democracy? The daddy died for nothing? I don't even know anymore." At the beginning of the second year, Obama's economic fears exploded. "I'm trying to save the country from economic collapse. But what if I can't? What if millions of people become unemployed? How do you feel about this?" "Inadequate. I graduated from Harvard, but economics isn't my area of expertise. Sometimes I feel like I don't understand anything." Obama shared his daily economic briefings anxiety. "Every morning, Treasury Secretary Geithner explains concepts that should be basic for a president. Interest rates, derivatives, quantitative easing. I study these terms like a college freshman cramming for finals. Meanwhile, millions of Americans are losing their homes and jobs while I'm learning Economics 101. He described feeling overwhelmed by financial experts. "Wall Street executives come to the White House and speak in jargon I barely comprehend. They throw around terms like credit default swaps and mortgage-backed securities as if everyone understands. I nod along, but inside, I'm panicking that they'll realize I'm out of my depth." Chen noted his impostor syndrome deepening. Patients' intellectual insecurity affecting confidence in economic policy decisions. "I spend 4 hours every night reading economic journals and reports," Obama continued. "Michelle finds me at 3 a.m. surrounded by books about the Great Depression, trying to understand how FDR navigated similar crises. I'm terrified of making a decision that plunges us into another depression. The weight of 300 million people's economic future keeps me awake." In the third year, Obama's deepest fear emerged. "Dr. Chen, sometimes I feel like a fraud, like I'm not really president, like someday someone will come and say, 'Hey, what are you doing here?'" Chen diagnosed this as impostor syndrome, the psychology of successful people thinking they don't deserve their success. In the fourth year, Obama's future fears deepened. "When I leave this job in 8 years, what kind of legacy will I leave behind? What if history remembers me as a failed president?" In the fifth year, Obama's most surprising fear emerged. "Sometimes I doubt my own intelligence. Am I the smartest person in the room, or is everyone smarter than me?" Chen, where does this doubt come from? "As a child, we moved constantly. Hawaii, Indonesia, back to Hawaii. I never felt like I truly belonged anywhere. It's like I'm always watching from the outside." In the sixth year, Obama experienced his darkest moment. "Dr. Chen, This week I visited a children's hospital. There was a child with terminal cancer. He asked me, "Mr. President, can you make me better?" At that moment, I felt so powerless. In the 7th year, Obama's biggest regret emerged. I couldn't close Guantanamo. I couldn't stop drone strikes. I couldn't do many things I promised. I disappointed my voters. In the 8th and final year, Obama's farewell fears, "I'm afraid to leave this job because it's become my identity. I don't remember who I am other than being Obama." Chen's final question, "So what do you want now?" Obama, "To be a normal person, but it's no longer possible. There's no going back." Dr. Chen's 8 years of notes showed that Obama was not just a president, but also a human being with fears, doubts, and human weaknesses. When Obama's term ended in 2017, Chen asked him one final question. "What did these 8 years teach you?" Obama, "Looking strong is harder than being strong, and sometimes the strongest people are the most fragile." Chen put her notes in a thick file and locked it in her cabinet. In that file were the deepest secrets of America's 44th president. Today, Dr. Chen is retired, 65 years old, and lives in California. She never spoke about her sessions with Obama, but she says, "If I ever open that file, people will understand how brave Obama was, because true courage is continuing despite your fears." Obama's therapy file is perhaps the deepest psychological portrait in American presidential history, because in that file is the story not of a leader, but of a human being. What is your deepest fear? And how do you continue to stay strong despite that fear? Share in the comments. Because we at Real Life Stories know the strongest people aren't those who overcome their fears, but those who learn to live with them.